And then there were four. The Texas Governor Rick Perry has become the latest Republican to pull out of the presidential race after a gaffe-strewn campaign. So now a quartet of candidates will fight it out at this weekend's primary in South Carolina. In the heart of America's Bible Belt, it's traditionally been the home of so-called values voters, evangelical Christians swayed by social issues like abortion and gay rights. But as Matt Fry reports from Charleston, fears about the economy are overriding the Southern fear of God.
The Spanish moss drips from the trees in languid abandon. Elegant, impeccable and polite. Charleston has Southern charm in bricks and mortar. It's easy to forget that this is where the first shots of America's Civil War were fired. Today, a different conflict is being fought here, the conflict for the soul of the Republican Party. And it isn't always pretty.
A lot of people buy these guns just to play with them.
Do you sell many of those? Or?
Oh, yes, sir.
You want Juanita Mock to be your friend. She owns the gun shop in nearby Walterboro. In the last year alone, she's registered 600 people for their gun licenses. It's a roaring business driven by a rising crime rate. And according to her, it is God's work because he told her to set up the shop.
And I thank God that he had me open this because he's the one that has to back it. Because I tell him all the time, this is your baby, not mine. You pay the bills, you take care of it. And he does. So, because there's a lot of people that has lost businesses, a lot of people has lost homes.
So you're looking for a candidate who's really close to God, as close as you are?
Well, they don't have to really be that close to God, but they need to listen and learn and see what they can help the people with, because there's so many cries out there with the people. Is my favorite.
Juanita may still be looking for the candidate who will best protect her, but she's already found the gun that will do just that.
And it has the safety features.
Right.
So when I put this in the back of my pants to cover it up, I don't have to worry about it going off.
Ah, well, that's always handy, isn't it? Yes. The good news is that they still have rooms available at the Villager Inn. The bad news is there are no windows. They fear God here, but they've also learned to fear the glaring absences of economic decay. The unemployment rate in South Carolina is well above the national average, and in Walterboro, it stands at 13%. This is one of those black spots of America's blighted economic landscape. And although South Carolina is profoundly conservative and largely evangelical, in this crucial election year, economic survival seems to trump moral purity. And that has left the voters and the candidates with a conundrum.
America is a moral enterprise. If people don't live good, moral, and decent lives, you can't be free, and that's the fundamental thing they don't understand.
This is the candidate who most South Carolinians feel speaks to their values. Rick Santorum, former senator, father of 7 homeschooled children. A curious combination of tank top and cowboy boots. After a recount, it now turns out that Santorum did win the Iowa caucuses after all. But will that help him here? Do people really care about your message at a time when the economy is in crisis? They seem to be listening more to Governor Romney.
Well, no, I think we're actually done quite well, thank you very much. I mean, we've had a very strong message that has been talking about all of the issues and how they interrelate, and they do interrelate, as I mentioned here before. We need a strong economic plan, but we also need to have strong families and a strong moral foundation for our country. And I think we meet the criteria as a strong conviction conservative better than anybody else in this race.
Yeah. Conservative in this country means something entirely different to conservative in the UK. Meet Elizabeth. She wants to tell you something.
I say, please, please, please. Do I look there? Please, this is the time. God is asking you to stand firm, to look up to Him. We need to give our love to Christ, and Rick is standing for the Lord with his convictions.
I don't come here today as a perfect person.
The newly confessional voice of Newt Gingrich wooing a congregation at the Cathedral of Praise. In appearance at least, more airport hangar than House of God. The decor in this parish church screams faith and flag. And Newt Gingrich, the political bruiser, is a plausible combination of remorse and muscle.
Is that we are at maybe the greatest crossroads we've been at in over 100 years.
You've got Newt Gingrich, who has been there, he's done that, he's balanced budgets. He's a warrior. There's a sense we need a warrior.
But he's not an evangelical poster boy, is he? I mean, he's had more wives than children, which is not great.
I agree. I agree with that. And I'm not the man I was 15 years ago. I know that. I think people understand that.
But that attitude is now being severely tested by a voice from Mr. Gingrich's imperfect past. Wife number 2 of 3 in an interview which will be broadcast tonight.
I said to him, we've been married a long time. And he said, yes, but you want me all to yourself.
What was he saying to you, you think?
He was asking to have an open marriage, and I refused.
He wanted an open marriage?
Yeah, that I accept the fact that he has somebody else in his life.
And you said?
No. No. That is not a marriage.
Elections know no fury like a candidate's wife scorned. People here may feel this is God's own pasture, but this is a very secular race, and victory matters more than virtue. Matt Fry, Channel 4 News, Charleston.